Still on this issue of Igbos don't sell land to strangers. Wait, in my last video, you guys came to crucify me. In fact, some people went as far as coming to my DM to insult me, insult my tribe. It's all right. I understand your pain. But here, see, let me explain better. Let me explain. Now, this whole issue started from when Dr. Ruben Abati said on Arise TV, and he gave an example of the former minister T.O.S. Benson, that he went to his in-laws and, to buy land, and they refused to sell to him. Now, research has shown that former minister T.O.S. Benson, that Dr. Ruben used as an example, his in-law actually refused to sell the land to him because in our tradition, on Igbo tradition, Igbos do not sell land to in-laws because you marry their daughter. They would rather give it to you. So those in-laws of former minister T.O.S. Benson, his in-laws actually gave him that land. They did not sell, which he later used to build a post office for them. They gave him the land as free. They dashed him. Said, we do not sell land to our in-laws, but they dashed. And some of you that came after me in the last video say, oh, this and that. God, okay, let's not even go further. Somebody will explain this thing better. Let's watch this. Hold on.
T.O.S. Benson's in-laws and Biri people. Now, when I marry your daughter and I come to you for land, should you look at me as a possible source of income, or should you consider the fact that my daughter is in your custody? In fact, rather than sell land to you, I'll give one to you. The closer my daughter is, the easier it is for me to be sure she's being well taken care of. So for the record and for all of us, Biri people gave land, donated land to Chief Benson Atori Mbiri, which he used, in fact, at his own discretion to construct a post office for the people. And the structure is still there. So, recontextualization. I've also presented counterfactual that the man actually has land donated to him. I will add that the former director of works at the Federal University of Technology in Owerri has land in Owerri that he bought. That's where he lives. He's a farmer today. If you go to Owerri, you have the Rotibi Street off Douglas Road. That street is named after a Yoruba man who back then bought practically the entire area. He was a great entrepreneur. The Igbo people who own lands in those areas bought it from him. Then, of course, you recall that Umoru Atine Alaji was a mayor of Enugu sometime in the 60s, or was it 50s now? He was also in charge of land allocation. Igbos didn't meet and sell him, don't sell to outsiders. If you go to Enugu today, the one area, Garki area, people from all over the country have land there. So I think even for me personally, when I watched the controversy, I said, thank you, Ruben, because this has thrown up a matter on which there should be national discourse. More people will gain information. I will all be the better for it. That's the essential point. The second one is about land generally. Why is it that people have land elsewhere? Because there's business elsewhere. Tell me, what federal establishments do you have in Enugu, in all over the southeast, that will make me leave my place in Yoruba land to come and buy land? Is it to be a villager? So we must also see the connection between national infrastructure, national institutions, national political headquarters, etc. The limited absence of that in the southeast makes the land there totally unattractive for anybody to procure. Why are Igbos buying up lands in Lagos? Because they need it. And I speak from some involvement in what's going on at that in the area of business. Little Road used to be made up of a couple of tiny bungalows. The same with Enowa Street. Go to Enowa today, there's no building there that's less than 2-story buildings. Check the history, you'll find out that it was the traders who went to negotiate with most of the people. Allow me build a 2-story building here. I will use it for warehousing. You live in part of it. After 10 years, it becomes yours and I begin to rent. And I speak because I know those who did that, some of them who were direct relations. That's how most of those places got built up. You may also recall that Ndubisi Kano, an Igbo man at a point he was governor, actually met with the people, called them to a meeting and said, stop selling land. Do leases. Make this arrangement. That's when this alternative thing came up. An Igbo man will not go to Newe and build a 2-story building to store his things because there's no port near him. He'll be throwing his money away. So all of that, you can take it into account. Why will I leave Kano to come and buy land in Imo State or in Anambra State? Am I on drugs? There is nothing going on in those places. So the political economy of the Nigerian state, now putting all of that aside even, let's pretend all of this doesn't exist. National infrastructure. The rail system of any nation is at the arteries of that country. Do you have rail in Nigeria? Yes. Do you have it in the southeast? No. Did you used to have it in the southeast? Yes. How did some of us know places like Saminaka, Kajuru, Lafia, etc.? It was because we traveled by road. Putting that aside as well, let's come to the issue of land. You say, oh, landholding system. No, I'm not going to talk about landholding system, but I'm going to talk about personal experience. The land is not available. You go to most places in the southeast, you find that people bury in their compounds. My parents are no more. One of my sisters is no more. They are buried in the old family compound. My cousin Ide has a section of his land he uses for that. So there are other things to be understood. The land is not available. Where is available and you want to buy it, you buy. Go to Onitsha. Onitsha Business School is owned by Shogbe's son, Professor Shogbe is a Yoruba man. He started it in 2010. So it's not like saying, oh, it's only in the 60s, These days, they are not doing it. Today, it is thriving as one of the best business schools, working with the people.
Now, to finalize this, never say Igbos don't sell land. Igbos sell urban's land. If I sell land where they bury my grandfather, you go buy. If I sell land where you say you enter like this, you see grave where they say bury my grandfather, where they bury my great-grandfather, you go buy. That is what they say. Igbos do not sell inheritance. Like, they do not sell ancestral land. You don't sell ancestral land. Just the same way in your own community, you too might not sell ancestral land. But if you choose to sell, that is your own cup of tea. I will buy. But in my own land, we do not sell ancestral land, but we sell urban lands. All those companies in Southeast, did they come with land? They bought it in Southeast. That is it. So most of you who are coming to insult me, enjoy yourself. Anyway, tell me what you think about this in the comment section. But before you do that, do not forget to
enjoy your weekend. Thank you.